Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the National Venturing Cabinet meeting for the month of May. This will be the open house format. So we're going to begin, as we do with all of our National Venturing Cabinet meetings, with a safety moment from the advisor.
Thanks, Jamie. So many of you are getting ready to go to camp this summer or plan your great adventures this summer. And May is actually National Water Safety Month, a kind of precursor to summertime. And so Scouting America has been a leader in water safety for over 80 years, where they've first implemented a 7-point checklist that was the precursor to today's Safe Swim Defense. Since 2009, the Scouts BSA program has awarded more than 1.5 million aquatics-related merit badges. So aquatics will take place whether you're out canoeing or sailing or swimming, snorkeling, whatever. There's lots of ways that we can be in the water. And with that, we want to make sure that we've got age-appropriate activities for the participants. And so using the Safe Swim Defense and Safety Afloat trainings that Scouting America has, we look for common threads that tie back to our safety checklist. So qualified supervision, we want to make sure everyone's got a health form to make sure their swimming abilities. We give swimming tests before getting in the water. We use the buddy system. We make sure that discipline is in place at all times. And we want to make sure that we've got a well-planned activity. So as you go out on the water and get ready to hit the summer months, make sure that you're reviewing and updating your Safe Swim Defense or Safety Afloat, and have a great summer.
Thank you, Julie. I know we're all looking forward to doing some swimming this summer. So a brief agenda for this evening. The idea is that we'll run this exactly the same as any of the other National Venturing Cabinet meetings that we've had this year. We'll start with a brief opening. The National VOA will give a couple reports, then followed by an update from each of the 16 territory VOAs. We'll get a brief update from the National Venturing Committee, and then we'll close. So we'll begin with the NVOA report. My name is Jamie Schnassi, and over the past year, I've had the pleasure of serving as the National Venturing President. A couple of the things that has involved have been the monthly meetings. The National VOA meetings occur each month. We meet to discuss the happenings of the VOA on a national level. We've been productive each month so far and look forward to continuing that into the future. These meetings also include each trimester, we hold a National Venturing Cabinet meeting, which includes not only the National VOA, but also the 16 territories, where we share resources, gather updates, and get a sense for how the VOAs are looking across the nation. The committee structure and workflow was also something that the National VOA visited this year. We are working closely with the other subcommittees on the National Venturing Committee to provide the most effective program possible. The National VOA includes youth members, obviously, and we work closely with the committee to figure out how we best fit into that structure and can be most effective and represent venturing from a youth perspective. And then lastly, working with alumni and past officers to make sure that they stay involved in venturing and focus a lot on older youth, and that includes youthful adults from ages 21 to 34. We like to keep them involved in the VOA. So keeping them involved on a national level at the subcommittees has been a focus as president for me. So I'll move on. I'll pass it to our VP admin.
Hello, everyone. For you guys that do not know me, my name is Ryan Fisher, and I'm currently the Vice President of Administration, like Jamie stated. My role is to kind of help work with some of the behind the scenes and administrative duties. So for example, for all of you guys joining us, be sure to check out your local territory territory venturing pages. So every territory has their own Facebook and Instagram, and I'm pointing that out specifically because this is the season that all of the officers are changing. And also, a lot of great ventures and advisors are getting recognized for all of their hard work for the past year. So please go and follow your territory as you'll find out who your next year's officers are and maybe see some really cool things that are happening. Another project that I really worked on was organizing the Council Standards of Venturing Excellence. That is where if we can go back a slide, if that is where we are able to kind of see how all of the councils are doing and really showcase what venturing has to do. And as the National Venturing Officers Association, we can figure out what areas we need to provide more support with. So to real fast shout out on the screen, we have the top scoring the top scoring council of each of the 16 territories, meaning that they have scored the highest in each of the 11 categories. So that's a really great job for all these 16 councils across our 16 territories. And to announce how the CSVEs will look next year, it's going to look very, very similar to how it was this year. The only changes that are likely going to happen are anything to align with programmatical changes. For example, in the 2023 year, we were called National Service Territories. We are now called Council Service Territories. So only realistically wordage that aligns with that will be changed. So for now, you can continue planning your council venturing program, kind of similarly how you have last year. All of this information will be sent out in the coming days as new presidents take over. They're going to really love to talk to your councils in order to plan and help you grow your council's venturing presence for this next year. On the next slide, I would like to point out our nationwide goals and territory-wide goals, and of course, things that we would love to help your councils with, which is our top 4, kind of 5 categories, which is reporting. I'm really encouraging all councils to make sure they're reporting to their councils what is happening in venturing. We want to get the word of venturing out there. That also includes going on online and showing what our online presence look like. And this is, again, the category, the title will change, but be a part of your territory venturing operations. If you are not already going to your territory meetings, reach out via social media or through their emails and get a part of how the territory organizes venturing. We have a lot of great resources to share with you, and we'd love to help you. And finally, all of us are working together to build venturing and crews. So be sure to grow your venturing and your crew through promotion. Can't wait to help you guys with that. I'll pass it on to Hannah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah Todd, and I currently serve as your VP of Program for the National Venturing Officers Association. And one of the things that I have really enjoyed doing over the past year is watching territory officers help support and plan and boost up your council events. The councils are doing a great job planning their events, and the units are also going out there and leading their adventure, and it's a great thing all over the nation. There's things happening from scuba diving to zip lining to D&D crews to all kinds of other adventures, and it's just so amazing to see that. When it comes to general reporting, we have our podcast going on strong. For those of you who don't know, starting December 15th of 2023, Leading Our Adventures published. We since now have 11 episodes and even one coming this Friday. So make sure, shameless plug we have there. Possible events, the podcast is still going to go on. Some possible subjects that could be coming soon include your interaction between venturing and Cub Scouts, different trainings, the OA, summit projects, messengers of peace, all kinds of different things. So look out for where that program ends up going. Another thing that I've had the honor to work on is the Venturing Legacy Project. Thank you all for participating. Shout out to a lot of crews, CVOAs, and Scouts PSA troops who made an impact in their communities through this. We highlighted the Collecting Socks initiative, and we also highlighted the Celebrating Earth Month, planning and making an impact to the land. Potentially look for some more exciting community service ideas coming soon. Thank you again for those involved. One other quick reminder, over the past year, a new white page has come to the Venturing website for you to use. A how to start a Venturing crew document can be found. It's kind of in a trainings format, so if a youth wanted to train people in a room, or you could take it as a step-by-step guide. Whatever works for you, lead your adventure that way. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve. I'll pass it on to Jacob. Ooh, actually, before we do that, look at all these amazing adventures that we have highlighted here. I love pictures, and that shows those off. Now that I haven't forgotten anything, we'll pass it over to Jacob.
All right. Well, hello everyone. My name is Jacob Schmidt, and I have the honor of serving as your NVOA VP of Communications this term. And it has been a great year of working on social media with all of you. And we have had a great time with growth in our social media accounts. So, our social media accounts have seen growth in quite a bit on both Facebook and Instagram, and then even more so on YouTube. It's been great. And then our territory pages are also seeing a lot of growth with all of the work that our territory presidents have been putting in and our territory VPs have been putting in. They've all been doing a lot of work. Our team has also been doing a lot of work to establish better management practices as we've made the transition from national service territories to council service territories. We updated all of our page names. We are continuously updating our page management and infrastructure so that we can more easily transition between officers. And we are working ahead to try and better update as we prepare the transition into Scouting America. We're super excited for that. Otherwise, other things we're really looking forward to is the Chart Lead Explore coming up at Philmont this summer. So that's been the other really big thing that we've been working on in communications, and all of us on the NVOA have been really working on, is we are putting on a training this summer at Philmont at the training center, and it is July 14th through 20th. It's the same as our age range that Venturing serves, so it's super easy to remember. It's open to anyone 14 plus, regardless of if you are in our program or not. So if you want to join and see what Venturings or Sea Scouts or Exploring, any of the older youth programs are all about, we highly recommend you come check us out. We also really encourage advisors and other crew adults to come check us out, as well as the professional scouters who want to learn about getting older youth programs involved in your council. So registration is open on the Philmont website. It's also on our social media accounts. We'd highly recommend and encourage you to apply and register now. Otherwise, we're going to pass it on over to Andrea.
Thank you so much, Jacob. Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrea Marone. I'm from the South Florida Council, and over this past year, I have served on the NVOA as the Vice President of Eastern Territory Support, working with our Territory VOA officers from across Territories 9 through 16. Beginning in August of 2023, the Eastern Territories have met on a monthly basis to provide updates on the progress and health of their respective councils' venturing programs. Since October, all Territory VOA presidents have had the opportunity to lead us in an opening safety moment just like tonight, and our next and final call of the term will be this upcoming Monday, May 20th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, where we will all be reporting on the progress ongoing with TVOA and TVLA selection calls. As a youth-led program, peer mentorship plays a large role in ensuring the longevity of strong youth leadership. The templates developed throughout the term outline some key components in peer mentoring and offer guidance for the transition between outgoing and incoming officers at any level of leadership. With that being said, national and territory VOA templates have been developed and distributed, and council and unit level guides have also been developed and uploaded to the Venturing website for use alongside some guides. In working with the membership subcommittee throughout the term, significant progress has been made, and we have made sure to include Territory VOA youth officers in task forces such as Crews for Colleges and the Family Scouting Continuum. By the end of the summer, we hope to put together some materials to be shared on social media, on our marketing toolbox, and on Aaron on Scouting as a continuation of our work with them earlier in the year, as we have been able to produce 3 articles in the venturing section of the magazine and an episode on Trek on Tuesday. It's been a great year, and I definitely look forward to the training at the Philmont Training Center. With that, I'll go ahead and hand it back.
Thank you, Vice Presidents. They've all done a fantastic job this year. Got to showcase a little bit of the hard work they've been doing. Now we're going to pass it off to Territory 1 for the Territory VOA updates.
Yeah, I am Dottie Jones, advisor for okay, there. And had quarterly meetings for the Territory 1 leadership. Their second goal create a VP of comms position, which actually helped us get out the councils in our territory. It helped a lot with the communication. The one other project that we had was one of the VOAs in the territory is hosting a great territory-wide venture and Sea Scout event with high adventure activities. This will be taking place in June. Actually, it'll be June 21st through the 23rd. At Camp Parsons. Challenge doing this, but we did get it accomplished. The rendezvous is going to be a huge that we are real excited for. And I'll pass this on to Territory 2.
Hello, my name is Matthew. I serve as the Territory 2 president. Over this past year, we have reestablished a relationship with our Territory Program Committee, and in doing so, we had the opportunity to present to all of our council program chairs about the venturing program and some unique ideas that they can incorporate to their councils. We also spent a lot of time developing and establishing a council VOA in the Las Vegas Area Council, and just a few weeks ago, they finally officially established their VOA. And then we also revitalized the territory social media accounts and created new templates that we've shared with councils and crews to just make posting on social media just a little bit easier and a little bit more professional. And I'll pass it on to Territory 3.
My name is Katie Chateau, and I'm the Territory 3 president from Pac Sky Council. This past year, one of our goals was to have our territory officers have a much larger presence at council and VOA events, which would result in increased engagement and therefore promotion and awareness in the venturing program. And we very much accomplished this goal by having all of our officers attend different events in multiple councils, including teaching courses at 3 University of Scoutings, running venturing booths during midways at Golden Gate Area Council's Leader Education Discovery event, as well as 3 other University Scoutings. We attended game afternoons hosted by 2 different councils, and we led courses about venturing at the Southern California Commissioners College. Another goal that we achieved was focusing on making contacts and working with councils that previously the territory hadn't been successful with communicating with. Of the councils that fell into this category, we were able to have direct communication with 3 of them about their venture program with a representative from the council. And we did this by focusing on networking through already made contacts in neighboring councils, as well as networking at other adult scouting training programs. And something else that we're excited about is very soon, hopefully by the first week of June, our yearly newsletter will be released highlighting what the territory has been accomplished in the past year and the success of the councils we've served. Now I'll pass it on to Territory 4.
Hello, my name is Helen Lockwood of Territory 4. I'm the advisor because we don't have a VOA president this year, but we will next year. I'm confident of that. I am from Northern Star Council, and that means Minnesota, primarily Twin City area. We had our goals. I mean, I came up with the goals, obviously. We continue to develop the crew council leadership in CST4, and we have been working to get a new president for our territory, and we have an application, and we have that selection meeting will happen May 20th. So I'm excited about that candidate. Also, we still are able to manage getting 100% of our CSVE, thanks to Jacob, who was our former Territory 4, not previous year, but the year former to that, which helped us complete it. And we got participation from all the councils. And I think we did it fairly early in the cycle to complete that on time. Also, we wanted to, one of our strongest councils out of the 16 that we now have in the Territory 4 is Northern Star Council, and that we did have a successful VOA this year. And that one of those events that they conducted was the STEM Day. So that was pretty cool because STEM seems to be one of those that was sort of gets excited and then it gets dropped, and we kind of resurrect it. And so that was well attended by the troops, less so in venturing, but still those are our pipeline to our ventures. So we were encouraged about that participation. So with that, I will pass it over to Territory 5.
Hi, my name is Ace Mansdorfer. I'm the Territory 5 president, and I'm from the St. Louis area. This year in Territory 5, we've been supporting our councils in growing venturing. We've attended a few council events. We've continued to develop crew and council leadership in ST5 to encourage our TVOA applications. And what we have coming up is from the Greater St. Louis Area Council. They have Swift High Adventure Base this summer from June 23rd to the 29th, which is just a venturing camp. And along with Fall Fun Rally coming up in September 20th and 23rd in 2024. So that's what I have. So Territory 6.
Hey all, my name is Ryan Dodd. I'm from Three Fires Council and the Territory 6 president. So for what we've accomplished this year, we worked to create some subcommittees to assist with the larger roles of our VOA. And one that I'm super proud to highlight is our membership committee. They had a huge impact on getting more youth just in general engaged in venturing around our territory. So that was awesome. And they did that in a number of ways, whether that meant going to midways to just engage with scouts, help create flyers, things like that, or even go to section events for the Order of the Arrow and promote venturing there. So they did a great job with that. And then in addition, we saw new activity from one of our CVOAs, and we also saw progress in some of our other councils to make strides to form new CVOAs. So that was very exciting. And then another awesome thing that we saw is that our TVOA monthly meetings increased to what I'd say was about a third of youth attendance, which is greatly increased from last year, which was almost no youth at all, save for the officers. So a lot of fun things going on in Territory 6. I'll pass it on to Territory 7.
Hello. My name is Josh Hightower, and I am the president of Territory 7, and I am from the Sam Houston Area Council. So this term, we spent a lot of time rebuilding and reconnecting and finding out which of our councils had active VOAs and which did not, because that helped us to really adapt our strategy for how to best support venturing. For example, we were able to connect some councils who had venturers but didn't have a VOA with other councils that did have an active VOA, so that they could go attend excellent venturing programming as well as experience what a functional VOA looks like, so that hopefully we can continue working with them to establish a VOA in their council. Additionally, in our active VOAs, we maintain very close communications with monthly meetings and really worked with them on an individual council basis to figure out what they're dealing with and how we can best help them. And I believe this went very well, as our active councils had very successful and very well attended events. And all of our active councils turned in their CSVEs, which I am very, very proud of. And we are looking forward to our upcoming presidential election, in which we have multiple candidates, which we are very excited about, and our VLA call, our selection call. So we're very much excited for our future. And now I would like to pass it along to Territory 9.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cody Weigel, and I serve as the Territory 9 VOA president. And through this last year, I have a couple goals that we have achieved that I'd like to share with you. A huge one that I wanted to focus on. Every territory yearly holds a Territory Venturing Officers Orientation, a TVU. And just to help for the future of these trainings, I wanted to make sure we get to record it and share it with councils, because currently in 9, we don't have many active VOAs. So as those start to pop up, I want to create a resource to help them. Another goal that was put on here, kind of weird, is we had a couple of our TVOA attending one of the first venturing programs back in Danbury Council, which is one of the first big events in our territory since the COVID times. And along with the Danbury Council, I'm proud to announce that they are founding a council VOA starting in November of this year. On to 10.
Hi, everyone. My name is Richard Ballard. I'm the NST 10 Venturing President from Longhouse Council, Central and Northern New York. Some of the tasks that we outlined during this year is that we expanded our social media presence, and we continued building a list of venturing contacts in the territories. And our territory support attended in-person council events and made connections with high-performing CVOAs and CST10, as well as helping some councils establish new CVOAs and getting that process going. We also maintain communication with other territory VOAs to problem solve and host meetings, as NST10 is now joining to become CST10, which is combining many other councils and the ones that we already have. And we're working with previous NST territories that are combining the CST10 and working together and getting the process going for our newly established territory. I'll pass it over to Territory 11.
Awesome. Good evening, everyone. My name is Raina Bailey. I am from the CST 11 president from Transatlantic Council. So one of the big goals that we worked on this year was promoting and providing venturing training, rank required or otherwise, to further support the venturing program in our councils. In addition to that, in our monthly meetings, we have also made it a goal to provide fun events for venturers across the territory to kind of connect and develop community in our councils. This has included game nights, double events, and some interactive social media posts. Our kind of final project for this term will be assisting our councils and the other territory presidents with the CST transition. As Richard kind of mentioned earlier, we're going to be transitioning into a variety of territories. So kind of working with them to ensure that our councils are well connected and can receive the support they need from the new territories by the end of this term. And we're very thankful to all the territory presidents and councils who have been working with us to make this all possible. And then another item I didn't mention on here, but was really important and cool to see in our territory was the amount of youth involved this term as opposed to last term. We really saw a spike in youth getting involved at the territory level. And that was just really inspiring to see. It's kind of what we're here for. And so that was really cool as well. So thank you all. I will now pass it on to Territory 12.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brent Pete, and for the last year, I've served as the Territory 12 president. We've continued our monthly territory meetings, hosting members from many of our local councils. And we have one council with a very active CVOA, which has been incredibly good about joining our meetings to deliver a report about their recent activities. We've maintained contact with these councils and have built a great relationship with our CST 12 program team, including the program lead, who is a mainstay at those catch-up calls. We've maintained presences at multiple training events, including Merit Badge Universities, and presented many different types of trainings that you can see on the screen here. During these events, we've done excellent jobs of networking and maintaining and building those relationships. And I will go ahead and hand it off to Territory 13.
Hi, everyone. My name is Laura DeRoba. I am from Territory 13, and I am from Susquehanna Council. So our first goal was to increase our social media usage, and we made an effort to improve this by posting at least twice a month. These posts were a variety of posts that were either shared or created by our officers, and they were shared from councils and nationals pages. Our second goal was to promote and attend events in our territory. We accomplished this by sharing posts on our Facebook page from our councils, and also our vice president led some trainings at Garden State Council, University of Scouting. And we just recently elected our new president for our next term, which is Hazel Burke, and we are very excited to see what she brings to our territory next term. Passing on to Territory 14.
Hey everyone, my name is Michael Carlin. I am the current CST 14 interim venturing president. So we've done a lot this term. A big thing we've done, especially recently, has been improving our territory social media presence. You can follow us at Venturing CST 14 if you haven't already. We have also had successful contact and supported 90% of our councils, whether that's VOA or just calling the Scout executive, getting CSVEs turned in so we can see how to best support those councils in the future. A couple of things we're working on is a helpful guidebook for our councils to kind of guide through the process of CSVE or having a VLA committee or starting a VOA, and those things we're always trying to support so they can have a resource to look to, as well as creating a social media template drive that they can use. And one last thing I want to shout out is in August, I hope to see a lot of our territory representatives where I am calling from right now at Woodruff Scout Camp for Older Youth Rendezvous hosted by Atlanta Area Council, August 16th through the 18th. And with that, I'll throw it to 15.
Hey everyone, my name is Aiden Wells, and I am the Territory President for CST 15. I'm from Colonial Virginia Council. All of our goals this term have really focused around two things, and that's approachability and accessibility. So in doing so, we've really helped to strengthen the relationship between the territory and the councils, which has meant that we've gotten greater participation at all of our monthly territory council calls, which has increased our quality of communication. We've also spent a great deal of effort in making sure we highlight the councils in our territories, whether that's through newsletter or just social media posts in general. 17 of our 19 councils completed their Council Standards of Venturing Excellence Forum this last year, which was super great to see. Another goal we achieved this year was that we collaborated with a number of councils this year to help create and build council VOAs and establish new crews in those VOAs. We've made a huge effort to attend more council VOA meetings and in-person events. For example, this last weekend, myself, Vice President Jimmy DeRogaris, and Advisor John Cederman attended Mecklenburg County Council's annual Venturing Rendezvous, which was Super Spy themed. It was an absolute blast. And a big announcement we wanted to make was that our advisor has spent a lot of effort, made considerable progress in his mission to create a syllabus/guideline with tips and tricks for councils to use and adapt in holding their own successful CVOA events, and more to come over this coming year. Anyways, I'd like to pass it on to Territory 16.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kenji Austin. I'm Territory 16's VP. This year, we have done a great job with our communications. This year we have had contact with all of our 15 councils, and 10 of our councils have been present to at least one TVOA meeting. We have expanded our reach through the use of social media, posting our monthly meetings, and has greatly increased, sorry about that, our attendance, especially from the council without VOAs. We've been working with them and communicating through one-on-ones. We have achieved our second goal. We have supported all of our VOAs in hosting activities throughout this year, including supporting some activities in councils with new or forming VOAs. One other project completed, progress made towards the announcement. We have been assisting many of our councils with creation, rehabilitation of their VOAs, and are excited to see how they are developed in the future. And this has included working with youth advisors, councils to develop a plan best suited for their councils, and us helping advise them to find better ways to work. Back to the TVO.
Thank you very much, Territory Venturing representatives. We always get together every few months to see how we execute the same mission, but in different ways, and share best practices with each other to strengthen the venturing program and the venturing officers associations across the United States. So we're now going to pass it to our National Venturing Committee Chair, Julie Dalton, for a National Venturing Committee update.
Thanks, Jamie. So I just want to say over the past year, I've had the opportunity to work with most of the youth that are on the call and have spoken tonight, and they're doing a phenomenal job. And first and foremost, they have venturing at heart and they want to grow the program. And so they've all talked about what they've done over the past year, and I want to talk a little bit about where we're going forward. And so some of our initiatives that we'll be working on for the coming year is to grow venturing membership and retention. Our retention rates show that venturing in all older youth programs will keep a scout in the Scouting America program for an average of 16 additional months. And so we want to become the retention arm of the Scouting America program. So as Scouts BSA members hit that 14, 15, 16-year-old age and maybe become a little bit bored with the Scouts BSA program, we can transition them straight over to venturing and continue with that family continuum of scouting. One thing that we want to do that will be coming out very soon is we need to know what the youth in the venturing program, the adult participants, want and how we can reform the program. So we will be pulling the database, the venturing database, after May 17th to pull all valid email addresses linked to your My.Scouting profile. So for all the youth out there that are on the call and all the advisors out there or other adults, check in with your youth and make sure that their email address in their My.Scouting profile is current and up to date. And when we pull that database, probably before the 31st of May, they'll receive a survey from us that'll ask a whole host of questions so that we know how to develop the program going forward. So we'll be working on that. And for those of you, Jacob talked earlier about going to Chart Lead Explore, our PTC training event this summer. We should have the survey results back by then, and we'll share that data with those individuals at the conference, and then we'll push it out on social media, and we'll push it out for some additional information once we get through the conference. So another initiatives that we're working on is looking at our Venturing Advancement Awards and handbook updates. The handbook was last updated in 2020. The Ranger Award has never been had a complete overhaul since its inception. And so we want to make sure that it's still relevant. And so we're working hard on that. We're about done with the Ranger Award and should be able to push that forward soon. And stay tuned as these resources for you all are updated to stay relevant within the program. And so with that, we want to make sure that we've got digital assets and our website is up to date. So we're working constantly to try and keep that up to date, and we'll have a major push for that. And then the Venturing Crew Officer Orientation is very outdated and very old. It was archived because Flash was no longer supported by Microsoft. So there is a very archaic version out there. And so we're working in collaboration with Scouting U to get that updated. And we hope to have that ready to go this fall. So with that, I think that should be everything. Yep. I'll turn it back over to Jamie.
Thank you, Julie. So as the NVOA, we are a national subcommittee on the National Venturing Committee and report once a month to the NVC. We'll be doing one more report to them at the end of the month and sharing some of these updates. But looking forward into the future, there are always exciting events for venturers out there. Here are a few of the ones at the national and territory level. As Julie mentioned, the National Venturing Survey will be coming out soon before the end of the month. So Youth and Youth Plus, check your email inboxes and make sure that the correct email is in your profile. The Chart Lead Explore Planning for the Future of the Older Youth Programs conference will be July 14th through 20th, as Jacob elaborated on earlier. That's a national event at Philmont. The Older Youth Rendezvous is August 16 through 18 at Woodruff Scout Camp. That is CST 14. And in CST 12, the Phenomenon event will be occurring September 6th through 8th at their Scout reservation. So we would like to thank everyone for joining and participating this evening. One of the key aspects that Scouting America is focusing on is membership. That's also a focus for the venturing program. So us as the National Venturing Cabinet and you as well, the viewers and the venturers, the crew leaders, council, VOA, officers, everyone out there, it's our job to continue to promote this awesome program that we love, get out there and grow membership. Thank you for tuning in. There's a contact here below if you have any questions. Make sure to follow us on social media, and that will adjourn our final National Venturing Cabinet meeting for the 2023-2024 year. Thank you, everybody.